Well, this day marks 73 years since the deadly attack on Pearl Harbor. Local World War II veterans gathered today to remember those whose lives were lost. On your side's Tammy Scardino was there and joins us in studio with more.
Karen, the Warhawk Air Museum hosted a roundtable discussion this morning. The World War II veterans who spoke talked about what was going through their mind at the time of the attack, knowing that a war declaration would soon follow.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The surprise attack on the naval base in Hawaii was carried out by Japanese bombers in 1941. Nearly 2,500 people were killed and another 1,000 were wounded.
They were never removed, or they are entombed on that ship at this time.
These men were only teenagers at the time.
And I put the kibosh on the rest of the evening, but we knew then that we were going to war.
The United States declared war on Japan on December 8th, marking the nation's entry into World War II.
We have Andy Anderson.
Anderson enlisted in the Navy 2 days after graduating from high school. After he completed boot camp, he received special training to become a signalman, someone who was versed in alternate forms of communication such as Morse code. The military was moving away from radio communication.
Their communication that could be received and interpreted by the enemy. This could not be.
Anderson was sent to Pearl Harbor almost 3 years to the date of the bombing.
The only visible sign of that was the battleship Arizona, which was still laying on its side, so heavily damaged that it was never raised.
A man in the crowd came forward, saying he lived and worked at Pearl Harbor.
I am going to continue my stories about Pearl Harbor. As long as I live, I want that to be continued, not forget.
Anyone interested in checking out a newspaper from Pearl Harbor on that day in 1941 can do so by visiting the BSU Archive Department.